Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you're here right now, say what up. What's going on, Jeff? How we doing? Getting things situated. We have the S&P's up 9, Dow's up 56, NASDAQ up 38. Currently, it was a pretty crazy night where we had a pretty nice dip. Gold seems to be selling off some more. What's going on, Daniel? Lion. So, I mean, I was actually long the S&Ps. I did close it out for $15 loss before I went to bed last night. Put it on for $2 credit, bought it back for $2.30. So I lost $15 on that, and I'm glad I didn't want to have the overnight stress. I thought we were going to move back up, but this dip definitely. I had some alerts here. My alert here was 31.30, and it dipped below all the way down to 30.91, and now we're back here break even. Daniel Ariano, Rodney, appreciate you, thank you. So yeah, it's an interesting time for the stock market. Obviously this dip here is nothing compared. I mean, this. I don't know if you want to call it a rip, but this little green candle here is nothing compared to what we've lost in the last couple of days. Now, I think a lot of people are expecting like a V-shaped chart where we dip down and we move back up. I don't think that's going to happen unless this coronavirus, there's a vaccine or it starts decreasing. But as it's increasing, I mean, we're probably not going to get the V-shaped chart. Been up since 3 with the 6th kid. Shouldn't have stayed up till midnight. Yeah, that's always the regret. I'm with it. Kids are always sick too. It's like, and if you have 2, it's like one's not sick, then the other is sick, and then that one gets better, then the other one gets sick, and then your wife gets sick, and then you're trying to hang on for dear life. Trading's hard, but being a parent, it's hard. It's real hard. So, Apple's trying to gap up a little bit here, trying to move up. It's still barely up from where it closed, 288.08. It's only up about 55 cents right now. Bonds are moving up. Gold is sold off. So we are going to have a press conference from Mr. Trump. Not till 6 p.m. Eastern time though on the coronavirus. He's going to step up. Probably he wants people to feel like they're safe. He wants to avoid panic, and obviously Trump is not feeling the sell-off that we've had the last couple days. Trump made the announcement on Twitter after attacking media for panicking markets through their coverage of the virus. I don't know if I have those tweets. Let's see if we can see. The president's tweet included a reference to MSNBC, which on Wednesday morning played a clip of CNBC's interview with White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow from a day earlier. He was saying, so we have it right here. Low ratings, fake news, MSNBC, Comcast, and CNN are doing everything possible to make coronavirus look as bad as possible, including panicking the markets. If possible, likewise, their incompetent, do-nothing Democrat comrades are all talk, no action. USA in great shape. I will be having a conference. So he's trying to put everyone at ease. He has tweeted out that the coronavirus is under control in the U.S. Blah blah blah. But the bigger picture, I think, is obviously, the global aspect. You know, if it's getting worse globally, I mean, just because it's not getting worse in the U.S. doesn't mean it can't. And globally, it's going to be interrupting supply chains. It's going to be interrupting production. It's going to be interrupting. You know, it's more than just the U.S. I mean, just because the U.S. now has what 50 cases of coronavirus. Kelly, how you doing? So, U.S. has 50 cases of coronavirus. Yes, the media is going hard at it. Like when the media is quiet on this, I mean things will die down. Doesn't mean that coronavirus has gone away. Just means the media is not talking about it. But also, you know, kind of like the trade war and CNBC and all the people talking about Trump. Coronavirus is good for traffic to their websites. It's good for traffic to their shows. It's good for selling advertising. More eyeballs, the better for them, no matter what the cost. So, I mean, we all know that what the media agenda is to make more money through advertising, right? Hey, Jeff, what's going on? If you're here right now, just join and say what's going on. Say what up. He's just mad because he won't be able to get out of his position with the buyers. I don't know, Ariana. He always finds a way. He always finds a way. You know, someone we could watch and see if somebody loaded up on like the 3300 SPX calls for like 2 months out or something. Jason, J Cam, what's going on? So Trump's gonna do everything in his power now to calm the markets, calm down the American people. But I think that he's missing, in my opinion, he's missing that globally, it's a pandemic. It's an issue, especially in China, who's, you know, one of the biggest countries who we do business with, doesn't have it under control. He's gonna say we have it under control. We might, but does China? Does Iran? Does Italy? Does South Korea? I mean, it's you know, pretty big. We do have pending home sales today in about an hour. New home sales today, and then on Thursday, tomorrow we have the jobless claims, durable good orders. So we have a mess. We have a mess of data coming out today through Friday. And let's see here. Space had earnings. Let's see what they did. Salesforce had earnings. I didn't trade any earnings, which I probably should have, but man, people are gonna be pissed. I mean, basically flat. I mean, it's down $2, but not crazy. What was the expected move on this thing? The expected move was $8, $9, and it's down $2. Whew. Hank, virus results in 3 weeks. Singapore has it under control. I think it's once the media says it's bad, it's going to get better. I squeaked out of my iron condor yesterday with a profit before the second run down, but Robinhood wouldn't let me get out of the queues. So now I'm just in protection mode with the 23 days. Yeah, Jeff. Robinhood costs money, and that's one example. That's one example. People say Robinhood's free; it doesn't cost money, and that's a good example. So that's why for like it's okay to trade on Robinhood if you're learning, but if you're actively in the markets day in day out, Robinhood definitely not the best platform. Market bear flag setting up. Nando, from what I hear, the virus doesn't like heat. We are pretty safe in Texas. Yeah, so far, I mean, it doesn't appear to like the warmer climate. So let's see here. What Salesforce did. Salesforce, man, people were expecting a big move. How much were the options? Oh man, the 26 puts were $1. The 40 calls were like $2. Man, H-Town. I used TOS for SPY. Nice. You guys see that guy that who was on Oprah? He took too much Kaleido Silver and he actually turned purple. Let's see if I can find him. Let's see. Here you go. He took too much, and he's taking it every day, and he eventually turned purple. Oh man, he died? Oh, he died in 2013. I didn't know that. Oh man. That's rough. Just be careful. I've never taken it. All markets taking a hit, even crypto. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. Why I don't know why he would he would do that. I mean, that's bad. I mean, once you start, I mean, and I saw the interview with him, and he was saying that he didn't really realize he was turning blue until he saw people that hasn't seen him for a while, and they're like, "Oh, what happened to you? What happened?" Jeez, BTC, and so people who bought options on oh look at this implied volatility. I should have sold some options. 332% implied volatility for this week, 245% implied volatility for next week, down $2. It's gonna get, man, they're gonna get crushed. People check out StockTwits or Reddit. People are gonna be crying. And that's the risk of buying options on stocks like this. I mean, like I say all the time, you have to understand the way that the market's going to screw you. Once you understand how the market can screw you, you're gonna start being more profitable. Mr. Morris, like Zach Morris, or is that like your real name, Mr. Morris? Yeah, I haven't been trading. S space because I don't know. Yeah, Bitcoin. Anyone else here trade Bitcoin? I don't really. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much, if you look at it, it's been pretty much range bound for the last year. I mean, yes, it did rip up from 3,600 up to 13, but it's been chilling. Definitely been chilling. I don't really know how to value Bitcoin either, because if it doesn't have a utility in my mind like money does, and you're gonna have all the the tinfoil hat people saying that there's not going to be a dollar, governments are going to collapse, blah 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 blah, whatever. But it's going to, if Bitcoin or any crypto becomes like the main currency, we're going to be having bigger problems. You know what I mean? Like we might not even have the internet to be able to get our Bitcoin at that point in time. If governments are collapsing, currencies are collapsing, that means we're going back to, the third world, where, so I mean, yes, it can happen, but as long as there's well-established governments in place, they're never going to let a cryptocurrency become a main currency. It doesn't even matter, The U.S. government will never let crypto replace the dollar or the euro or anything else. So, just because a lot of people hold it doesn't mean that it's going to. I mean, you can't go to the store and buy something with it, Some stores you can, but now that the hype's died down, really not. I heard Charles Payne, Fox News host, suggested a lot of stock market drop might be connected to certain medical stocks, terrified of Sanders. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that, people say people don't like when we get political on here, and this has nothing to do about being political, but certain candidates will wreck the markets when it comes to probability. Now, I don't know exactly what Sanders' position is on all things, but we do know, let's say, take the 2016 election, for example, the markets were dropping hard anytime it showed that Trump was going to win or Trump was doing well because the market doesn't like uncertainty. And before the 2016 election, we never had a non-politician running for president or in the White House. So the idea of Trump winning, the market was skittish because they didn't know if he had the experience. They didn't know how he was going to be, blah, blah, blah. But when Hillary was up in the polls, the stocks would go up. Things would be like, oh yeah, we want, the market wants Hillary to win, blah, blah, blah. And the market, and what happened the night of the next election? The futures dropped hard. Futures dropped hard the night of the election. Trump won. Futures dropped hard. And then once that dropped hard, it was straight up from there. It went straight up. So just be aware when trading this election, the 2020 election, everything is speculation. We don't know what Trump's going to do. We don't even know who the Democratic nominee is right now. And it honestly doesn't really matter who the Democratic nominee is, because the market's going to favor one candidate over the other. It always has been that way. They favored Obama. They favored Hillary. Now, because Trump has done so well, markets are going to favor Trump. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, it's Biden, Warren, Buttigieg. I don't even know whatever. It doesn't really matter. The markets right now are favoring Trump, and they agree with Trump because why? Trump has done well for the markets as of even if you look at 2016 till now, we're still up a lot, a lot of percentage. So the market's going to favor Trump. We know that. Now the market's going to get rattled when the polls start coming out showing things for the Democrats. This guy's doing well, this girl's doing well, blah, blah, blah. We don't know. So right now it's too early to tell, but just be aware. Volatility is going to be higher this year because it's an election year. And if you've never traded an election year, go back to review the charts. 2016, well, probably you'd want to review them from 2015 to 2016. So it's like a 2-year span because, they're campaigning and then the polls. So go from like 2015 to 2016, go from 2011 to 2012, and so on. Start educating yourself on trading election years. If you've never traded an election year, start educating yourself and looking at how the stocks move, and I guess you get what I'm saying. So what you're saying is you shoot with the coronavirus is the uncertainty, the fact that the market doesn't know what happened with the virus, it'll get big. So yeah, the market will always be irrational, right? So the market's always going to be irrational to the upside or to the downside. We know that. So we'll have extreme buying, and then we're going to have extreme buying, and then everything in between. So the market hates uncertainty, unresolved conflict. So that's why the market hated and moved a lot. There's a lot of volatility during the trade war, because there was always uncertainty. There was always an article that came out saying one thing, another one that said another, and then the market would react to that because there was uncertainty during the trade war. So the market doesn't like uncertainty. And now that the coronavirus is the new uncertainty, there's always going to be an uncertainty about the market, because obviously no one knows what the future holds. There's always going to be a problem. There's wars. I mean, remember when there was what was it, just a month ago, was the bombing of the general and the embassy and that whole mess. And how did the market react to that? Like, oh, we don't know if we're going to go to war or not. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. So if the market doesn't know, people get skittish and it freaks out to the upside or to the downside. So just be aware. Looking at, I want to look at Salesforce. So Salesforce, and these stocks are not moving. So it closed it's at 178, closed at 181. Expected move was $11. Man, they're just crushing these premiums. Should have sold some premiums. Dang. I should have sold. But after the last couple of days, I've been happy. I've been closing green every day this week, so I've been thankful. So I haven't been really pushing the earnings plays. I did one earnings play on Shake Shack and I lost $45. So not a big deal, but it was a loser. Tonight I'm looking at IQ. Rinja, yeah. Tonight I'm going to be looking at Square, BKNG possibly. BKNG is going to be interesting because of the travel. So I'm definitely interested. So mostly Square, BKNG. Let's see here. Lowe's also. What is Lowe's ticker? I don't even remember. I haven't traded Lowe's in a long time. There's low. That's what I thought. I don't know why it wasn't popping up in the drop down here. Man, Lowe's is back to flat as well. It's up $2, but geez, what was Lowe's expected move? $8. Eating those premiums. Anyone here sell premium for any earnings? You would have made out. We just looked at 3 stocks. All of them would have been great. Weight Watchers. They're up $2. Expected move was $5.50. And within the expected move would have been good selling premium there as well. IQ, you're saying? Yeah, I haven't traded IQ in a long time, but it is trending up. So we'll see what happens. It's been a long time since I've been kind of trying to stay away from the Chinese stocks a little bit. And as you guys know, if anyone's watching me for a while, Alibaba is one of my favorites, and I haven't traded Alibaba in a while. I mean, Alibaba is one of my favorite stocks. It's made me the most money last year, and I just, since the trade war, just and everything going on with China, I've been veering away. It's not. I mean, Alibaba, I still love as a stock, but it's been rough. Carvana. I was actually looking at Carvana, their cars on there. I was telling my wife, I do like the idea, and there's another company called Vroom. So if anyone's not familiar with Carvana, let me pull it up here. Now, there's 2 companies that are leading the market right now for buying and selling cars online. And I like the concept, but basically, you search the cars, you can get financing through here, you can search all their vehicles, you can see what's going on. They deliver it or they pick it up depending on what's closest to you. You can find your car, they can trade it in, and all of it's online, which is nice. And the nice thing, I don't know if they can show me just the one thing that was cool about Carvana. Let me just click on one here. I don't know if this one is purchase pending, but they have something called hotspots on here, and this was cool. It'll show you like, oh, because you can't see the car in person, they actually document if there's a scratch here, if there's so you know what you're getting. So that's pretty cool. Vroom's another one, but they don't really have that great of tech. Let me just click on one here. They don't really have that great. They just have photos. So Carvana definitely nicer website. You can see the car, you can see the interior as well, and like you're sitting in there, so that's kind of cool. I think the image quality is kind of poor, but nevertheless pretty cool. I mean, it'll tell you has a USB port, blah blah blah. So if anyone doesn't know what Carvana is, that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, do they have options even? They do. Okay. There's some liquidity there. So they're expecting a $13 move, $104 stock. So they're looking to come back down to 90 here. So their earnings are after hours today. So I haven't actually been looking at Carvana. I didn't actually know they traded publicly, but it's good to know. Good to know. Market opens in 5 minutes. Any stocks you guys want to look at? I think Baba looking to rip up. They have great analysts reports and targets for 2020. Yeah, the thing is, Alibaba, their business model, I really think is doing well. I think it's growing, but I think they are held back due to everything that happens in China, the trade war, now coronavirus. I mean, any Chinese stocks are getting pummeled, Except Alibaba, I think Alibaba didn't have that bad of a day yesterday. Watch for the rebound today. Maybe I'll get an Alibaba trade in there today. I like a good bounce. Maybe I'll put on a bullish strangle for next week. How much would that be? Let's see how much that would be. Bullish strangle. Bullish strangle on Alibaba for next week expiration. It's gonna be kind of pricey. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. We'll see. Maybe premium. Maybe we'll use flat and premium. I need a day of flatness so these premiums can get crushed. On GILD. See, it's at 70 right now. 71 pre-market. So I mean, it's probably going to keep moving higher here. Probably going to be going back up to 75 area. That would be my target on it. mRNA. I know they have the trials happening right now. The one thing that you can't predict is when things are going to happen with mRNA, the trials, and anything could happen. You know, God forbid, but people could die during the trials when they do human trials. I mean, it's not clear cut that just because you have a vaccine or something, it's going to work and it's going to work effectively. So you want to be mindful of that and scaling your risk appropriately. So I'm not saying don't trade it. Just understand what you're getting with these therapeutic companies, with the vaccines, all that stuff, because the news is going to tell you one thing, and what's really happening behind the scenes, it could be another. People could die during the trial. Just be mindful. That's why they go to trial. They don't just like roll it out to the mass public and say, "Here's the vaccine. Look at it run now." look at it run out, just pumped up to 28. But you know, they don't just say, "Hey, we have the cure for this. Let's roll it out to billions of people," and then 25% of the people die. They don't do that. So that's why they do the trials. So that's why there's going to be a 3 to 6 month period. They do like these rapid trials for a drug for like, coronavirus and SARS and all that stuff, bird flu or whatever else has been coming out of China over the last couple decades. But but the rapid is still 3 to 6 months. So just be mindful. Just be mindful when trading these. Like, it's not. I mean, yeah, you can ride the chart, but understand that if you're banking on approval, it's gonna take some time. So, if you want to buy some options on this, like you can do like October or January, October 2020, January 2021. I mean, it's gonna cost you, but you'd have the time to wait it out. That's if you were trying to play this stock for approval, I would buy like the 30 calls for October for sure. Maybe I would do January. I would do January for sure. Mid price is about $6, and mid price here is about $5.25. So for an extra $100, you get another 100 days. I think that's what I would be rolling. That's what I would be rolling with if I was gonna do it. Do you believe that there might be a buying opportunity for AMD? For low, what would be a good potential setup? Let's see here. Low for lows. I would want to see if it holds here, and if it can, it might move up to 125, 127 area. I mean, it really depends on the overall health of the market. Right now, the market is up, but yesterday, market was up. Dow was up over 100 points. Everything was up, and we bombed at open. So just be mindful. Be mindful. Anything can happen. Market just opened up right now, so. Low's probably crushing premiums right now. Not loading those yet. Yeah, space crushed on both sides. 50 at the money right now. 50% cut calls. 7%, 15% on the puts. Man, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be a rough go for people. But hopefully they learn from it and they're able to move forward. And Netflix is ramping to 371. Holy smokes. It's going to be interesting. So I'll let you guys get to it. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us for cert.